Derek Huber is here, and he's here to talk about this is going to be a business, Lumber Sensual Coffee. Is this a traveling coffee business, or do you have a location? Tell us about your business.
It's actually internet retail, so
it's
all online. We do have a wholesale account now, so the only place that you can actually go buy it from brick and mortar is at the Truck Patch in Mountain Home. So you can buy this coffee there.
So this is a specialized coffee. Where's your coffee come from?
This particular blend that we're going to try today is the light roast. Half of that is from Guatemala. Half of it's from El Salvador. We roast it separately and then put it together post-roast. We're able to bring out the best of each bean, put them together after the fact.
So you get your bean from the source?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I saw something on coffee not too long, I can't remember, it's probably on public television, but they say the bean doesn't take on its flavor until you start doing things to it, or grinding it, or...
Well, we could talk about that for a very long time, but to make the long story short, there are so many things that goes into the flavor and the quality of the coffee you drink. The roasting is just a very small part of that. The way that the coffee is planted, the way it's cleaned, the way it's harvested. There's so many agricultural techniques that come into it. Plus, every bean is different depending on which region of the world you come from. And
so how do you get your bean? Is it just off the plant? Is it roasted? How is it?
When I get it, it's already roasted. So I started a business here in Mountain Home, Lumber Sensual Coffee, and I just started to contact roasters all over the state. I knew I wanted to work with somebody in Arkansas, and I came across a roaster over in Bentonville, and they're working what we call direct to farm. So they are not only the roaster, but they're the importer, they're the exporter. They control the agriculture techniques. So it was really unique after talking to probably a dozen roasters that this particular roaster has their hands on in the field.
So they basically tell the grower
how to grow
how to grow it. Yeah.
This is how you do it. This is how you maximize your profits. And it's really interesting because they're buying the bulk of their product from an orphanage that has this farm to fund the orphanage. So, hey, we're going to teach you how to get the best possible product, how to maximize your profit on that. So it's kind of like a nonprofit front to back in that we're buying from a company who is practicing corporate social responsibility. And then the only reason that we even started this is because we want to raise money for mission trips, service trips, anything that just can give back. So I have a full-time job. I love my job. This is like a night and weekend thing for me.
Well, how did coffee
come about?
Yeah. What was the fascination with coffee?
Well, I just love coffee a lot, and I drink a lot of
drink a lot of coffee.
So
I come from the health and fitness industry, you know.
So you drink a lot of coffee, and so does that. And you probably have tried a wide range of coffee. So you become a connoisseur.
I've become a wannabe connoisseur,
Yeah, okay.
I've learned so much about coffee in the past 3 months. It's unreal how much knowledge is out there and how much misinformation is out there about your coffee too. But this is something that so many people consume. Caffeine, if you will, is the most consumed drug in the world, you know. And in our country, there's so many places where people spend an average of $5 a day on coffee.
Yeah.
So when you start calculating up those numbers, you realize there's a lot of potential here, which, you know, of course, Starbucks has figured that out.
Sure.
But so I'm doing this for good. So I'm saying if you're going to drink coffee, make sure it's good, make sure it's quality. You're going to put it in your body every day. And the funds, when you buy from, not just us, but there's a lot of other nonprofit coffee people out there. If you buy from those people, let that purchase go towards something, you know.
Well, maybe a restaurant out there would like to have this in their restaurant. Is that possible?
Yeah, it's absolutely possible. We've talked with some already. We actually had a launch party at Casa Montana here in Mountain Home, and they served our coffee to everybody in the restaurant that night. It was really fun. We went to Flavor Fest that Blackbird Cafe had last Friday night. Sold half of my stock that night just from people testing it. They really liked it. They liked the story, like what we're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of people think the name and the marketing's funny, and so the questions start, and there's your conversation.
Yeah. Like Tom's shoes. I mean, that started,
Exactly.
and the shoes are very simple, and giving those away to people that need shoes. You know, what I really care about is just the taste.
Right on.
And then, I mean, that's a segue to pour your coffee for us.
Right on. Let's get that going then.
So is there any special way that you brew this? You just brew it through a regular coffee maker, or is it
You
a special
can.
way?
You can do, well,
You're
there's,
going to drink some too?
I am.
Oh,
Is that okay?
any reason to drink coffee, right?
There's multiple ways to brew coffee. There's so many manual methods out there, and that's kind of something that's pop culture is really starting to get into.
Now,
is
do you like
always-
to grind it and let it sit like this, or do you grind it do you have a maker that grinds it and then
No,
makes it?
I grind it. I only sell it in whole bean for one.
Oh, okay.
Because again,
Oh,
it's
okay.
going back to that. Do you want the best possible cup of coffee possible? Then you're going to grind it right before you brew it. When you grind it, you're basically
There's your
breaking
half a
that.
cup. There's your half a cup.
We'll start with a half because
Smells
this
good.
is a light
Is
roast,
it-
so that means there's more caffeine content than your normal.
Really?
Light
Yeah.
as opposed to what? What would
As
be
a-
less caffeine?
A medium or a dark roast. The longer you roast it, generally, the more caffeine you take out of it. There are some companies that are actually going back and infusing caffeine back into it,
Is
but
that right?
Oh, really?
yeah, I want to stay natural. Yeah.
So a light roast has more caffeine?
A light roast, yeah,
Oh.
and that's another one of those because everybody thinks that bold dark roast it doesn't. You know,
That's
it's
interesting.
got
This
a
is
different
good, though.
flavor, but it doesn't have as much caffeine. So
So what do you think?
I think it's the best cup of coffee that's ever crossed my
It is
mustache.
really good. It is, and I'm not a big coffee
Yeah.
person, but it is really good.
It's like your drinkable coffee. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
tastes
going to
good.
overpower you. It's just a real pleasant. You don't have to water
It's
it
not.
down
It
with.
doesn't have that sharp bitter
Right.
taste to it.
And it smells really good too.
So you should smell it out of the bag because this is really something.
So if somebody that wants it, they can order it online or go down to the truck patch
Yeah.
here. But
We have lumbersensualcoffee.com. We just did a whole host of, get your nose in that. We just did a whole bunch of updates last night. So we've increased our packaging from 12 ounces, which is what you see there, to we're now offering a pound. And then you can get all 3 blends right there from the website.
and you have, I was just going to say, how many blends do you have? You have
We have
3.
Yeah.
That's good.
We have a light
Real good.
roast, which is what
That's
we're
really
drinking
good.
here, and then a medium and a dark now.
See, I don't know anything about like grinding coffee beans and all that. So you have to, evidently, you have to get a grinder.
You do. Grinder honestly can be bought at Walmart for 18 bucks, but we have a blog on our website about how to grind it from home, and I've literally taken them and thrown them in a bag and hit them with a hammer. I mean, you're just
Oh,
breaking
really?
the beans,
Really?
right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? See, I don't even know. You have to.
You can do it that way.
So, okay, but you have information on the website to talk about how to do that for people that are novices like myself.
For sure. We're really, a lot of our branding and marketing revolves around social media. Every label is different. You'll see this one has a slogan that says, "A lumberjack walks into the forest, he drinks his coffee, he now owns this forest." So every bag of coffee that you get will have like a different kind of slogan on it. So it's just a way
Yeah,
for
it's
us
a
to
fun way
have
do
fun
it,
with
fun
it.
way.
Yeah.
Where's your social media contact points?
We have an Instagram, which is probably our most popular. People really seem to love that, and it's just Lumber Sensual Coffee. We have a Facebook page, which is growing, and it's facebook.com/lumbercoffee. We have Twitter, and then of course we just have our website, and
Yeah.
our blog is directly on that.
And it's all lumber
Lumber
coffee. Lumber
yeah.
coffee.
Lumber Sensual
Okay.
Coffee.
Does,
Lumber
it,
Sensual
does it
Coffee.
have information on there in terms of where the money goes for what different projects or?
Yeah, on our website there's kind of about, and it tells about the projects that we're passionate about and that we're on the hunt for partners. So this just
Okay.
started. I started this business 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So probably 10 minutes before I showed up here, I was answering an email from YWAM, Youth with a Mission, super cool. And they do short-term mission trips, but they need people to go that can work, and they also need
Okay.
funds. So this is where I come in, where, hey, I'm going to sell this coffee. Hopefully, I'll raise 10 grand a year. I don't know, and that would fund maybe 2 service trips a year. So that's why
Or
it
you
exists.
may make twice that much.
We may make 4 times that
Yes,
much.
that's
Never
true.
know.
We need people to buy coffee, and we'll see what we can do with this. But
This is cool.
I didn't want to try to do my own thing as far as going. I want to get with the organizations that are already out there doing this because they're going to be more efficient. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, but YWAM's been doing this for a long time. They're just one of the millions. But Charity Water, there's Forgotten Song over in Fayetteville, which is creating micro farms. there's so many good things going on, and I want to be a part of all of it. And this is my way of trying
Cool.
to segue into that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this here. Every bag of coffee that you order comes with the official man card of Lumber Central Coffee.
Man card.
The man card.
Should I even ask?
This is just the card that designates you as, hey, you're a man because you've contributed to helping out other people who maybe couldn't help themselves. And so there you go, sir. That's for
How
you.
about that? That's too cool. This is a great idea because I'm thinking people that maybe want to give, but you know, they're not sure how to give or where to
Right.
give. Buy a bag of coffee and you're giving.
Yeah,
There you
let
have
me
it
do
right
the research
there.
and the
Yes.
groundwork
Yeah, sure.
for you. And then I'm going and finding those nonprofits that are, hey, how are you doing this? Is it efficient? Are you using your money wisely? If the answer to all those things is yes, and you pray about it and God says go, then we're going to go.
Good.
And that's how this all launched.
Cool.
Same kind of concept. So
Excellent.
Never know where you're going to go.
that's true. So true.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people give coffee for gifts and stuff, and this is a great idea to give a small bag of coffee to somebody, and
It really
your
is.
money
and
goes forward.
with the card that comes with it, you know, it really does make a great gift. Like I'm really looking forward to Father's Day because I'm hoping we can kind of blow up around there.
And
but-
you know, this is focused around men. Men don't have enough. I mean, women have
They have
sorry.
everything.
they have the Valentine's Day, they have Mother's Day. Of course, we have Father's Day, but we never. Do men celebrate that? Do we even get recognized for that?
We don't have a National Man Day, do we?
We don't.
We should have
So
a
this
National Man
is-
Day where we just work on stuff. We
This
don't
is
have
cool.
to talk to anybody.
Women get involved with this. Every woman should be involved with this. Get your man some coffee.
Yeah.
And support missions and other Christian good things to do around the world. Mm-hmm. Derek, thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the good coffee.
Yes,
that is
it
very
is.
good coffee.
It is good coffee.
Appreciate
It's
that.
very good coffee.
And if you're interested in maybe helping Derek and move his message along and maybe do great things for people around the world through coffee, get in contact with him. You saw his information on the screen, and you can see more about him at the end of the show. Let's take a break, and we'll talk with Jesse Carocchio from KCMH Radio here in Mountain Home, and we'll be talking about some things that are happening, and we'll talk with him in just a few minutes. Stay with us.